Lana, what does it mean to you that you work here at Harry and David?
It's just a great place to work. It's like family. You get to meet a lot of people. They're just friends, and I'm proud to work at Harry and David
How long have you done that?
for 40 plus years.
Get out. You're only 30 years old.
Yeah, that's it. You know, when you start when you're 10, it's easy to do 40.
That's amazing. What is it you do here?
I work with the manufacturing operations. I kind of head the planning departments, the production planning departments.
A lot of detail.
A lot of detail.
Yeah.
A lot different than when I started.
How is Harry and David different today than it was 40 years ago?
Well, 40 years ago, it was a mail order company. When I first started, I dealt with the physical mail orders that would come in from the post office, and we would have people that would hand clarify so that you could know who the donor was, who the recipient was, if they added a greeting card. And so those days are now gone. People don't send in those paper orders with a check.
You think this internet thing will catch on?
It might catch on.
How do you think Harry and David will be different 5 years from now, 10 years from now than it is today?
5 or 10 years from now, wow. I think it's going to just continue with the internet. You're going to have so much online. You'll be able to integrate more with some of the other brands within the 1-800-Flowers. And I just hope the younger generation comes to appreciate what Harry and David does.
This is a special time to be here in the Rogue Valley because there are a lot of pear trees here, and when they're in flower, it's majestic. Do you still stop and take a look when you're looking across the valley at all those white flowers on the trees and
Oh yes, I do.
take a breath?
Yes, and sometimes I like to get even closer, not just across the valley, you know, where you're standing at the edge of one and going, that is just amazing. It's beautiful, they're blooming, just think of all the fruit they're gonna bear.
Yeah. If you couldn't have the job you had today and you would do something else here in Harry and David, what else would you like to do here?
Wow, that's a tough one because I just love the job that I have now because we interact with the merchants and the inventory team and the production team, and we just make sure that what folks want to sell and ship is ready to go out the door. So I don't know if I would like to, maybe systems. I like to figure out the system problem that we're having and see if I can help others figure out what the problem is and help people come to a resolution.
Is there always fine-tuning going on in terms of how we do things here?
Always. Yeah. It seems like it's never ending. You think of, excuse me, you think of something and then you go, well, now how can I make that process better?
When you travel, Lana, and you meet someone new and they ask what you do, what's the reaction when you tell them you work at Harry and David?
Oh, I know Harry and David. I buy stuff from them, or we used to have a store here. Yeah.
It's amazing. I have that same experience. You know, people say, what do you do for a living? And I mention Harry and David. There's always a smile.
Yes.
Oh, I know Harry and David. And it's amazing, you know, that these brothers, their father before them, had this idea that we could grow something unique and different and convince the world that this is a gift, which had never been a gift before. What do you remember about your first day here?
That I walked in and I went, oh wow, this is bigger than I thought, and I don't know what they really need me to do. Am I going to be able to do this job?
How many different jobs have you had here?
Oh, let's see. I started out in the department called batching, which was the mail orders there, spend order handling, inventory planning, about 7.
Wow.
This last one, I would say I've had the longest. It's been since 2008, kind of, after we put in SAP, and it's just kind of morphed. It's changed a little bit, but there's still some similarities from way back when, and you know, it's just the opportunity to grow at Harry and David as a person, as a employee, to gain knowledge has just been wonderful. I've had great people to help me along the way.
Tell me something. You said you have a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships here. Tell me something your coworkers don't know about you.
Most of my coworkers probably don't know that since March 1st, 2018, I have walked, run, hiked, or biked every single day.
Is that right?
Every single day. I've done one of those, cold or non-cold, every single day.
That's terrific.
It's because we didn't have an out. My husband said we should walk for a month. We didn't have an out. Neither one of us wanted to quit and be a loser.
Yeah. A little competition with
Little
your husband?
competition there, yeah.
That's terrific. Good for the body
Yes.
and the mind.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. It seems to me that culture is critically important for every business,
Yes.
no matter what business you're in. It seems to me that the culture here is pretty special.
It is.
I think you're a big part of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the talk.
Oh, my pleasure.